So, hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's vid,
I just realised the setup's exactly the same.
I
We're
know.
both sat here, we have a massive bag of food. I promise that me and V do sometimes meet up without ordering delivery.
and we have healthy. It's a lie.
No, seriously, actually we don't. Hi, I'm Eve. I study German and Spanish here at Oxford at the same college as Thea, LMH. And yeah.
We're going to be talking about the things that we wish we knew before interviews.
Dun dun dun!
Just because lots of you have just found out that you've got interviews and you're a bit nervous and scared, and we're just going to let you know.
Just gonna let you know how it be.
But we're going to be eating, so
yeah. Sorry about it, guys.
Crack on, we are very
what have we got here? So we ordered from Chosen Bun because my friend Tash had it for dinner last night, and the chips smelt so good. Oh my god, they're in jars.
Eve, our milkshakes are in jars.
We went a bit crazy and ordered quite a lot of food.
Are you kidding me right now?
I'm not even mad about it.
Ooh,
oh my god, look at these onion rings. Look at these chips.
I'm so excited.
Oh sis. Oh good god.
I don't know how you can tell the flavours apart. Oh, this looks more Oreo.
Oh, good god. Literally, how many calories is in this?
We don't want to we'll think about it later because we're happy right now. And
So
that's
true.
all that matters.
Oh.
Yeah, so, interviews. We're going to start with the topic that everyone is most worried about, which you would think matters the least, but it scares people. Clothes.
Oh my
What
god,
to
yeah.
wear. Let's dig into
Well,
that
I'm thinking, yeah.
in depth.
For example, what I'm wearing right now,
Mm-hmm.
totally okay for interviews. And what
100%.
I actually wore like a blouse, like not like a proper fancy blouse. You know, there's like loose shirts you can get from Topshop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and black jeans and my Converse, and that was it.
That's actually very acceptable.
But if I was to go now for an interview, I'd probably wear like a skirt, tight boots, and a turtleneck top. Something really, that's something that you're comfortable in.
I would wear this top
Yeah.
with a skirt, like one of my little cute skirts, and like some Chelsea boots.
Yeah, don't wear joggers or something. Like, you know, don't show up in your PJs or a dressing gown.
Basically, look presentable in terms of like that you've made an effort.
But be comfortable. I ran interviews last year, like I was helping people go to interviews last year.
Yeah.
And some of them wore suits, some of them didn't. Like, for example, okay, let's just take a subject.
Classical archaeology and ancient history.
Yeah, like the carists, like half of them were in suits, half of them weren't. Musicians were exactly the same. 3 of them wore suits.
If you
3 of them wore jeans and a t-shirt, and two of the jeans and t-shirts got in, and 1 of the suits got in.
It doesn't even. It's not even.
But there's no correlation whatsoever. Like,
if you want to be in between and you want some actual advice on like exactly what to wear, for a boy, I'd say if you want to strike the balance, maybe some nice jeans with a shirt, like a casual kind of shirt, but like a nice shirt, white jeans, and some smart shoes or something.
or even just nice trousers and
Yeah.
a shirt.
Yeah, something simple like that. And for girls, I'd always say like, for girls it's really anything goes. Like honestly, what Eve
What I'm wearing, I think would be a perfect interview outfit.
It's casually smart, but it's not too smart, but it's not too casual.
I didn't see many girls in very smart clothes, to be honest, at all. Most of them are wearing either like a jumper and a skirt and tights and boots, or jeans and Converse and a jumper. Literally whatever you're comfortable in.
So, even people asking like your hair, all this stuff. And
oh my god, literally hair, whatever. Literally, they're not looking at you like that. Like, they're not looking at you like that.
It's just so much easier said than done. I understand that.
I know, but that's not the bit you should be worried about.
But I was worried, and I wish I knew that before I started.
Oh yeah, I was terrified about it.
This milkshake, by the way, to die.
The chips. It's the chips. Do you know as well, we went to Little Clarendon Street and I had half a tub of paella as well before this.
Today? Oh, I had...
Like literally half an hour before I got here.
I had, I don't want to say... I had 5 guys today. I did. And now here we are. I don't want to hear it. We're not going to talk about it.
You don't want your judgment.
No, we don't. What else I wish I knew was that it would be okay to not know the answer. And I spent the first interview I ever had for my foundation year. The people I was working with, I was like, go through questions with me, like ask me things, and I was stressing out. But I was stressed. I was like, what if they ask me about what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Or like, what is a banana? That's the one that you always hear about.
Abstract questions. I said no. That I was shaking. But now I know that it's actually okay to not know the answer. But I didn't know that back then.
I didn't
and
know
now
the
I know.
answer to half of my interview questions.
Do you feel like when you left your interview, you thought it'd gone well?
Awfully. I thought it had gone so badly. I actually
same.
cried. You guys can go and watch the video. Like, I cut a lot of it out because I was so embarrassed at how much I cried. But I had an interview at Worcester. Walked all the way back to Animate sobbing and went straight into my Spanish interview.
And on the same day?
An hour apart.
That's awful of them. Why did they do that?
I know, but then I walked into my Spanish one. And my interviewer was like, "Have you just had your German interview?" And I was like, "Yeah."
I can
think
tell
she
by
could
the
tell,
tears.
yeah.
I think it's a common thing.
For sure.
I walked out of my second interview in tears as well. If you guys watched literally the video before this, I told my interview story. I was so like, you know the sobbing where you can't speak and you go.
That was exactly what I was doing.
I was on the phone to my mom and I was like, "Mommy," and then they asked me this, and I said I don't know, and I was in bits because I was like, this went awful. I didn't know any of the answers. I didn't say anything smart. I didn't impress. And obviously I must have done, but like at that time, and I just wish at that moment I'd known, like, V, it's okay for you to not know the answers because these people want to teach you. They want you to learn. They're willing to take you on because they know you're passionate about studying this degree potentially, but you don't know all the answers. Otherwise, why else are you applying for the degree? But in my mind at that time, I was like, I've got to get in there and say something really intelligent, impress them, and show them I know it all. You can't show them you know it all.
Yeah, like,
you don't.
why would they want to accept someone that already knows all the answers? And just so you know, every single tutorial I've been in, I've not known all the answers. You might have awkward silences where they ask a question and everyone's just like, and they have to like dumb down the question so that I understand.
But that's how you learn.
Yeah, exactly.
So don't let anyone at your school psych you out and say, "Oh my god, the questions are gonna be the." You actually can't prepare for those questions.
No.
Whatever they ask is gonna be the most random things. But it's okay to not know as long as you keep on going.
Yeah, just keep
and you
going.
never say I don't know and then
stop. Yeah, say I don't know, but this is my number one tip for interviews. Is
I love this girl.
It's so true though. Like, that's one thing that I heard before my interviews that I think got me in was that rather than just being like I don't know, you go I don't know, but based on the knowledge that I have about this, this, and this, could it be maybe this?
It's
and then
so
they will.
true.
That shows that you're willing to think around the problem.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. As long as you show like, on my degree, I know I'm gonna encounter things I've never seen. It's gonna be the hardest stuff, but I'm gonna find a way around it. Because if you sit in that interview and you don't say anything when you don't know, they're gonna assume this is a reflection of how you'll be later on.
Yeah, like how can we teach you in a tutorial if
you can't even? So keep going. Just
literally, it can be the most stupid answer,
but it's an answer.
But if it's based on knowledge that you already have, A, that gives you a chance to show off knowledge that you might not already have been able to, and B, like it's just a better idea to just say something. Don't like come out with something completely random, but you know, just you know what we mean.
With
like,
all of this advice, it's all about striking the balance.
The balance, yeah. Don't be like, oh, I don't know when the moon landing was, but based on my knowledge of like the local takeaway restaurants in the area, you know what I mean? Like there's just there's no connection, you know. But you could be like, oh, I don't know exactly when the moon landing was, but you know, from what I've read, tensions between, you know, Russia and America were at their height in like these decades. So perhaps it was around this time, you know, rather than just being like, no, I don't know when it is at all. You can be like, I don't know that specific date, but I know where it falls within the bracket of world history. Yeah,
so it's circa around this time. Could be
and that shows, not only shows that like you know about the Cold War, but it also shows that you're willing to like deduce things
and that you're willing to be wrong and try. The next thing I've got on my list is that it's all right to actually ask questions when you don't know.
Absolutely.
And that, genuinely, hand on my heart, I did not think that was allowed.
I didn't think you could ask questions in an interview.
Yeah, I didn't. I genuinely didn't. Okay, like we were walking up the stairs just now, and Molly and Eve were talking about a cameo appearance, right? I didn't know what the word cameo means, but when they said what it meant, I knew what they were talking about. If I'd just been going in the conversation, going, yeah, the cameo, and I'm thinking it means a horse, but I'm thinking it means what you're saying, and then we carry on, it's gonna just...
Yeah.
So just ask, when you don't know a word, or you don't know what they've actually asked, just repeat and say, just to clarify, because you're going to start answering
some weird questions.
Yeah, so don't be afraid to ask.
I thought you couldn't ask too many questions, and now I'm thinking, well, I should have just asked for every single one.
But with the questions thing, at the end when they say you have a question, and if you don't have a question,
So good.
it's okay to not have a question, guys.
Mm.
I feel like people work so hard to try and like
I didn't have a question.
think of this smart, most intelligent, I'm gonna blow their socks off and they'll remember me forever because I asked a question.
They won't. Sorry to break it to you, that's not going to be the make or break of your interview. I said nothing. They were like, do you have any questions? I was like, no.
I didn't have anything to say. I was
No,
like,
goodbye.
I was
I'm
like-
going to
I
my
was like,
room and
ready
I'm
to
watching The
cry.
Crown. In fact, Crown season 3's come out today, so...
I don't know what that is. Double check your interview time. I missed my interview. I missed
Don't double check. Don't triple check.
I missed it. I thought it said Tuesday, but it said Thursday or something, whatever way round, and I had to end up running and I missed the first pre-reading because I was half an hour late.
As well, can I chip into
Yeah,
this?
go
I've got
on.
2 things to chip into this.
Mm-hmm.
So as someone doing my interview, for German, it said that we didn't have pre-reading. Like, basically, it said they put asterisks next to the people that had pre-reading, right? I had pre-reading for Spanish, so I assumed that meant that I only needed it for one of the 2, like, languages, right? Because there wasn't an asterisk next to my name. And my interview was at Worcester, so it wasn't at this college. And I got there 25 minutes early because I'm me. And as I walked in, they were like, oh, here's your pre-reading. And I was like, I don't have pre-reading. I was like, yeah, no, everybody does. And I had to tell them, like, oh my god, no, the sheet says no. And they had to, like, ring the college frantically and tell everybody else to come earlier for their interviews. So get to your interview early, first off. Like 20 minutes early at least, in case you have pre-reading, which you probably won't. But and second thing to chip in for this is that the year after I helped out at interviews, like, the timetables do change a lot. We had to jig around, like, so many of the timetables, and a lot of colleges have a system where they'll text you or something. Like, LMH texts you if they need you, or they can ring you, but don't rely on those texts. Like, go and check that board at least, like, I don't know. Like,
I didn't.
Yeah, I would.
I didn't.
Honestly, it sounds dramatic, but I would check it, like, at least every 2 hours.
I think I was too comfortable.
Yeah.
I checked once and I got the date wrong. I'll never forgive myself. I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna cry. The last one that I've got,
oh man, this milkshake
is, I don't know why I always have to include food, but I try to eat in time so you're not hungry or you're not too full or you're not feeling sick. Like, try to actually eat in advance.
Yeah, I mean, I just ate in Hall while I was here.
Because imagine if we're just having this meal and then go to an interview. You'd be sleepy, you're
Oh.
full, you're bloated. Try to, like...
hell, no. I mean, I'm literally going to fall asleep after this now.
Yeah. Try to go to the bathroom, or like little things that might distract you or make you uncomfortable during the interview. Try to like nip them in the bud just to
keep yourself hydrated as well. You know, just drink lots of water. Also, it's very cold, so keep yourself wrapped up. You don't want to get sick.
Don't let your hair fall on your face if it distracts. Just little things that can take away
little things,
extra stress.
One tip that I would say is one that I think. This is a bit of a, like, it's kind of a personal thing, and I understand that, like, not everybody will want to do this, but I really do think, like, if you're here, like, somewhere like LMH, for example, the JCR's open for all of the interviewees and stuff, like, when I finished my 2 interviews, because I got here the Wednesday night, I had my 2 interviews the Thursday, and I was here till Saturday, so I had my 2 interviews, like, Thursday morning, and then I came back to a room that looked just like this one, actually. And I was like to my mum, I'm going to sit and I'm going to watch The Crown for the next few days. Like, I don't want to talk to anyone. And she was like, no, go to the JCR, talk to somebody. And she forced me to go. I'm not going to tell you what she blackmailed me with, but she blackmailed me to go. And I'm so glad she did, because some of the people that I actually met in the JCR are now some of my closest friends, even if they're not at this college. There are other colleges or other unis. And, like, it was so nice to have a sense of camaraderie for the second half of the interviews, because you can all sit together and you can go and check the interview boards together. You can go see the Christmas market. Like, I would really recommend. And don't talk too much about the interviews as well. Like,
you're all going through the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And everyone is just as scared. This is like, in the sense of like getting that interview is a big deal for people. Like, you've worked so hard to get to this point.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're all super stressed. You're overthinking things. You're anxious. It's nice to be around other people. And like, you know when you fail something and then you find that your friends failed as well.
Yeah,
there's
that
kind of
so
like
bad.
It's I don't know. That's a bad example, but you know what I mean. So when you're all going through that interview stress, if you're together, it makes it a little easier, and it's nice to know someone else is going through what you're going through. So, and that's all the advice I have.
I can't eat anymore. Like, I'm done. I'm gonna fall asleep in this chair right now.
We're basically done. That's our advice from your favorite LMH YouTube gang, YouTube sisters. Yeah. Comment down below if you've got an interview. If
Yeah,
you found
do.
out. Okay, cool. Well, bye
Let
guys.
us know if you've got interviews, guys.
And we love you.